No, I'm taking. It's videoing.
Yeah, I know.
Why did you do that?
Because I'm making the worst face ever.
Okay. Is it my turn first?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to make it cute.
Alright.
Okay, happy Valentine's Day! Okay, let's do this right. No, I can't talk to you while you're sitting next to me, so sit out there. No, like, sit in front of me so I'm talking to you, too.
Oh, fine.
Okay.
This is a little bit more awkward if you ask me. But
No. Okay, my story is about a fucking asshole named Henry VIII, okay? he was a man who was very greedy. What happened was he became, I'm not drunk enough. He became king in 1509. And he was married to this woman named Catherine. And he got really pissed because Catherine kept trying to have babies and they weren't boys. He got really mad. And you know, modern technology will tell you that it's actually the man who determines the sex of the baby, but they didn't know that then, so he was an asshole about it. He blamed it on his wife. So he had mistresses. He had Mary Boleyn as a mistress. She was a little whore, but she was like one of the queen's ladies in waiting, and that's normal back then, whatever. So he pushed Catherine out because he was very upset. Well, he met Anne Boleyn, who is Mary's sister. Okay, and Anne was like, I'm not going to be a whore like my sister. I'm going to wait it out. I'm just going to hang out with the queen and do whatever I'm supposed to do. And then at some point she gave in because she was like, Henry VIII has a lot of power. He wasn't even that hot either. Like, all the pictures of him, he is a nasty fucker. So they pushed Catherine out and he married Anne Boleyn. So then, that sounds like Anne Boleyn. So he married Anne Boleyn. She had a daughter, and she kept having a bunch of miscarriages. And he got pissed again because she didn't give him a male heir. He just wanted a boy so bad, and he didn't realize that was his own chromosomal problem. So she eventually, because she couldn't give him a son, you know what he did? No. He started like making rumors that she was sleeping with her cousins and her brothers to try to get pregnant with boys. Ew. And he accused her of high treason and incest and all this shit. High treason, fuck. And he had her beheaded. And it just took one swift stroke of the what is that thing called? Guillotine. The guillotine. It just won, and she was beheaded. And she was a very classy lady about it. She was really cool about it. So but she wasn't happy. Could say she lost her head over him. Yes. So then, in the midst, she lost her head, but she was really cool about it. She didn't lose her figurative head. She lost her real head. So in the midst of this, there is a woman who her name was Jane Seymour, and she was one of the queen's ladies. It's not Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. That would be really funny. Maybe that's who she was probably named after, right? So Jane Seymour was one of Queen Anne's ladies in waiting. I don't know what they're waiting for. Maybe just to fuck the king. That's what it seems like at this point. But so Jane Seymour ended up marrying Henry, and she gave him a son. He was a prince. His name was Edward. And so he was like all happy about it. But I'm sure he still could not get enough of everything. So he became really obese. His waist was like 54 inches. And he had to be moved around by like mechanical means because he couldn't get his fat ass off of his throne. Like, figurative thrown as in the toilet, and probably literal thrown as in the seat he was sitting in when he was doing all this shit. So they had to move him around because he was fat ass, and he ended up dying, probably of a heart attack. But the point of the story is that happy Valentine's Day, you douchebags. Because Henry VIII is like not every man, because not every man is like Henry VIII, but a lot of men are like Henry VIII because they're dumb fucks and they think that it's the woman's fault. But in reality, a lot of times it's because your sperm does not make the male babies. Like, Henry VIII couldn't. So, don't blame it on us. It's not our fault. You're a bastard. And that's what happened to Henry VIII. He died a fat, lonely, angry man. And yeah, I'm kind of done with this cartoon. I'm embarrassed already.